This is a question I get often. How difficult is it to flip a house? Let's dive right in. In this episode, we're going to go through finding the right property, having the right team of professionals around you while you flip this property. These and a handful of other things we're going to go through are going to help ease the difficulties in flipping a house. It doesn't matter who you are. If it's your first flip, it's going to be your hardest flip. The first time you did it was difficult. No different than flipping a house. There's several pieces to it we're going to just go through. But again, the more you do this, the easier it gets. The first and most important thing is you have to know and understand your numbers. Understanding how to underwrite a deal is so critical. It's a matter of making money or it could break you. So when you're new, some of the key things that you need to pay attention to when you're looking at numbers are this. You need to know what your ARV is, so you could figure out what your purchase price is. But in between there, you need to figure out what your profit margin, what you want that to be, and realistically, what is your rehab cost going to cost you? Understanding these numbers is so critical, because if you're off on these or you start to push numbers here or there, like maybe I could get a little bit more for the property even though no one else is getting more, or maybe my cost to rehab it may come in less. I always figure more on my rehab costs because there's always something unforeseen. So don't adjust the numbers down just to fool yourself. We're not doing this for practice. You want to do this to make money. So how do you find these things out if you don't know them? Well, you need to leverage other people. Whether you want to work with us, we'll teach you how to underwrite deals. You want to use other people's knowledge and resources. First of all, you want to find the right property. That has to do with location, has to do with layout. What is selling in that area? Is it a 3-bedroom, 2-bath? Find the right property that's selling the quickest in your area. That's not a one-off, like a 1-bedroom, one bath, or something that's super unique that probably or maybe is not selling as fast or there's not a demand for. So you want to get the financing set up. Again, this could be hard money, private money. You could be syndicating the deal. It could be a combination. You could have seller financing subject to, you name it. Make sure though that you get your financing set up right away, at least identified who it is that you're going to want to work with on the funding portion. Understanding your local trends. You want to understand in your market that particular bedroom and bath count, how long on the market is a rehabbed house staying on the market, or how fast does it sell? The price per square foot, you want to look at that and back into what it is that you could exit at. Understanding your local market. Inventory rates. What are hard money lenders going to charge you? Property values, are they trending up or down? Home prices. How many home sales are going on in your area currently? Is it a buyer's or seller's market? These are all things that you need to take into consideration. You are who you surround yourself with. Do you have a team of professionals, or are you herding cats? Listen, this is important. You have to hire competent people. That's whether it's your tradespeople, whether it's your realtor that's going to sell the property for you, your general contractor, and everybody in between. If you're hiring professionals, they know what to do. You still have to manage them to some degree. So you want to make sure that you're working with people that are reliable and competent. Are you working with a professional, maybe someone that's already investing in real estate, maybe a mentor or a coach or something? It's important that you have someone that you could bounce ideas off of, push you in a professional way to the next level. Before we get into renovating the right things, take a second and subscribe to our channel below. Renovating the right things. Listen, you'll hear me say it over and over. You are a problem solver when you're fixing up real estate. You got to look at the problems on the real estate, identify them, and fix them. If you don't, the next potential buyer will. Take all that guesswork away from them. Make this a property they have to have. So some things to take into consideration when looking at renovating the right things. What is currently selling? For me, like what comes to mind is it a closed concept and I want to make it an open concept? That needs to be fixed. Are things outdated? Maybe the air conditioning unit or the roof, things like that. Things that other people are going to notice as well. Was there an addition that was done poorly? These are all things that someone else is going to pay attention to and look at. You also could overdo it as well. So make sure that you're not over improving the house too much to where you're outside of whatever that neighborhood calls for, because there's a spot to where you start to lose money for all the improvements that you do. You're not going to get any more appraised value out of the square footage. This is an area that a lot of people make mistakes, and they start to want to customize these flips over and over and spend way too much money. Stick with your budget. Find things that work inside your budget. You could keep the cool custom stuff. You could still do it, but keep it to a minimum. So managing the project, this is key. And I think this is what a lot of people struggle with, okay? And let me explain. You're gonna get pushback from people on their timelines. Once they give you a timeline, what I like to do is I like to get that in writing, especially from a general contractor, or anybody that's giving you a bid. Try to get things in a timeline as much as possible. If you're hiring a general contractor, what I like to do is incentivize them once they come up with the scope of work and everything in the contract that's excluded, not necessarily included. Have them write out what's excluded. Also have a day that he will finish the project or she will finish the project. Once that timeline has come and gone, then there should be a penalty that they pay for being outside the timeline. But if you're going to penalize them, I would also incentivize them. The quicker they get the job done, maybe they could earn additional money. I like to bonus people for finishing early. You should look at doing the same because time is money, money's time. I get that much more time to get the house ready and on the market. Here's what I like to tell everybody, and this is something I live by. I go to my projects every single day. I'm not just sitting there hiring someone expecting everything to get done. It's just simply not how it's going to work. You want to show up to these projects. You want to inspect what's going on the projects. You want to make sure things aren't out of whack or something's wrong. What happens sometimes is people hire someone and they expect it to get done in a certain way. The reality is no one's going to take care of your product or your project like you. You care more than anybody else. You're the only person really besides the lender and whomever that are financially on this. You could lose a lot of money on this or make a lot. It just depends on how much attention to the details you're giving. There's no substitute for the hard work that you're going to put into this. You will get out of it, but you have to show up and inspect what's going on, hold people accountable, make sure the right products are being delivered, make sure they're being put on correctly or installed correctly. This is important, you guys. So out of anything, just show up daily. You can ask questions. It doesn't matter if you're new or seasoned. Show up, ask questions, observe, pay attention, and you'll learn. One thing I like to do towards the end of the project is I do punch lists and I do color-coded sticky notes for each trade person in each room. What this allows them to do is know in each room what they are responsible for so they don't leave the job prematurely and say they're done. I make them sign off on the sticky notes in each room once they're finished. Once they're finished, they check off. I check their work. I don't forget, they don't forget. It makes it easy. Something I recommend you guys doing. It works. I have a free gift for you. We've put together our online video courses and we have over 160 courses for you to view. You have access to it for 7 days. It's free to you to jumpstart your real estate investing career or to take it to the next level. Click on the link below. Hope you enjoy it.